Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. I just got out of this battle, and this is the craziest battle I've ever had. Oh my goodness, this was unreal what was happening in this battle right now. So, I was doing some just off recording, you know. I feel I'd focus better if I'm not recording because I'm not worrying about things to say, so I do play better in that situation. But this battle was unreal. So, I saw the Sableye, and I'm like, Sableye is going to be tricky to deal with. So I decided to just set up my Gravity Hypnosis regardless. Fortunately, Weavile didn't go for the damage, went for the fake out, but Gravity Hypnosis, I was hypnosising Weavile anyways. So it really doesn't matter, and since my Crobat has Inner Focus, that's why I have these Pokemon. I have Sableye because you can't fake it out except with Scrappy, and then I have the Crobat because you can't fake it out in general because of that Inner Focus. So I get that right there, and now this is where things start getting crazy because I had options. I could have taunted the Sableye, shut him down early, or I could have risked this. Now, if I taunted Sableye, then Hypnosis could have missed, and if it wasn't a fake out, then Weavile would have absolutely trashed me. So I knew he was going to go for the double taunt onto me, so I decided to throw out the Brave Bird from the Crobat right here, and this is where, like, alright, I'm feeling really good, and I decided to throw out the Struggle on Sableye, and it ends up picking up the Weavile. So I wanted to keep in Sableye for the Struggle. I realized switching it out could have been a good or a bad thing. If I switch it out, you know, I would have had the free switch in because of the taunt, but then I'd have to worry about it getting Will-O-Wisp on a later turn with the Weavile. So Weavile is still safe at this point. Will-O-Wisp doesn't do anything because Lumberry is going to heal me up, and then Crobat goes for that Brave Bird. So the Lumberry, I have mixed feelings. Sometimes I get one shot, other times I go and absorb a Will-O-Wisp like that. So it's done as much good as it has lost me battles. And that's going to be Heat Wave. So Crobat going to go down from the Heat Wave. Sableye survives. And here's where things keep getting interesting because that's going to be my Citrus Berry right there, which means now I get to survive this other turn of struggle. I didn't want to risk bringing in Weavile on anything. Now, Weavile would have been just an interesting thing to bring in because, like, depending on where all these moves are going by, go for the Rotom. Rotom, that's going to force out the Chandelure, and then Aegislash comes in. So Aegislash is in a really interesting matchup right here. Now, I knew he was either going to switch out or get knocked out, so I felt it was a safe time to bring in Weavile. And then I get a free Hydro Pump on the Aegislash coming in, and he goes for the taunt. So trying to taunt down the Rotom before it does anything fishy, I go for the Hydro Pump, and that taunt tells me that this is going to be a physical Aegislash, so I kind of have to respond appropriately. And then there's the Will-O-Wisp. So I threw out the knockoff onto the Aegislash. I knew I was getting Will-O-Wisp this turn. I was hoping for something, but that was not enough. And right here is where I misplayed right here, but I didn't know if it was going to be a good misplay or like one that was costing me or something like that. So I used Rotom to Hydro Pump the Sableye instead of Hydro Pumping the Aegislash. Now I still had Gravity up, so it's not like Hydro Pump could have missed or anything. And it would have knocked out the Aegislash, but I just played it differently. But I did burn the Citrus Berry, and then Aegislash, it has Weakness Policy. It's going to go and Sacred Sword my Weavile. So I dropped my win condition right here, but the Will-O-Wisp already kind of cost me that anyways, and Rotom is faster than the Aegislash, so that does give me play potential right here. Gravity returns to normal, Sableye comes back onto the field, and I go for the taunt. I'm like, okay, Sableye, I'm taunting you over there because I don't want to deal with you, and then he goes for the Shadow Sneak, so he's going to pick off my Sableye like that, and then my Rotom's like, free. This is so free right here, because now I get to go and Thunderbolt onto the, or Hydro Pump, whatever, onto the Aegislash. If he went Shield Form, I wanted to Hydro Pump for the KO, I guess. I don't remember. It got really ridiculous with this battle. So Thunderbolt would have been in safer KO, but I still got the Hydro Pump off. And then Chandelure's on the field. Chandelure's carrying the Energy Ball. This legitimately scared me, but Rotom did survive, and I was able to Thunderbolt onto the Chandelure. I don't want to have Hydro Pump miss on me right now. I knew Chandelure probably wouldn't survive the Thunderbolt. Now here's where things get tricky. I had to cut away from the battle to show you guys what's going on. So it's Chandelure, Weavile, and Crobat come into the situation right now. Was it actually a misplay, or did this decision actually cause me to win the battle? This is where things start getting really weird when it comes to the Pokemon game. So I Hydro Pump Sableye instead of hitting the Aegislash for the KO. Now if I hit Aegislash and KO'd it, Chandelure would come in. Now what if the Chandelure was Scarfed? Now I did outspeed it earlier with the Crobat. The Crobat gets 200 speed at level 50. Chandelure gets 132. If Chandelure was Scarfed, it would only have 198. So Crobat is faster than Modest, Scarf, Chandelure, but Weavile isn't. Weavile is going to be slower than that 198. So Chandelure had the opportunity to outspeed me and then finish off my Weavile anyways, but I wouldn't have been able to get the Citrus Berry damage, and then Rotom would still have to finish off the Chandelure in the same amount of style. So really, it might have actually made the battle neutral, or might have won me the battle, because what ends up happening later, that Sableye lost all that health, it lost the advantage from the Citrus Berry, and now things get absolutely unreal with this Pokemon battle. So now we're getting into a foul play war with Sableye, and here's where the mind games begin. Sableye was taunted, so he was forced in that foul play. I have Pain Split, so I'm going to be able to heal up through that foul play and then get some leftovers. So now I'm a 3-hit KO in this situation. He throws out the foul play again, and that's going to be Rotom just not taking too much damage because he doesn't have a lot of attack. So I'm going to get my leftovers heal, and that pushes me into 3-hit KO range. Taunt wears off, so now anything can happen. He goes for recover. I could either go for the damage or the pain split and like just kind of play it like that. So going for that, I went for the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump missed. I did not need Hydro Pump to miss right there. It wouldn't have been enough damage for a KO, but Hydro Pump misses right there. He goes for the taunt. So this taunt really hurts because that's when I went for a Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, you know, if I get that damage over time, we're going to be good. But now that I'm taunted, I can't pain split him. I can't really do anything in this situation. He gets that Will-O-Wisp onto me. So now I just need to start rolling that damage. And here is where the ultimate mind games begin. So that's going to be Thunderbolt. As you can see, Thunderbolt has a substantial amount of damage, about 45% of his hit points, but his recover is going to outpace that damage heal. I'm burned, which means I'm losing health at the end of every turn, and he goes for the recover. He gets that free recover because I'm still taunted, so I just have to go for the damage right there. I use the Hydro Pump, and then Hydro Pump is going to land in this situation and drop him down to a really good range right here. So leftovers heals me up. That burn is going to knock me down just a bit, and then here's where things start to get clutch. Alright, freeze frame. Let's see what can happen right here. Right now, I am convinced that we have an equal chance of winning or losing. That no matter what happens, we both have an advantage over the opponent that will immediately cause us to win the game. So right now, my only form of sustain is pain splitting him after he recovers. And maybe if he's like after one Thunderbolt, that's all I can do right now. At this very moment, he is in enough range to where if I hit Thunderbolt, he's going to get knocked out by that, so he's pretty much forced to recover. However, if I anticipate that, I can go for a pain split, so then I gain more health over him, and then it becomes much more difficult for Sableye to deal with me. But in the same regard, if he goes for a taunt when I go for a pain split, I lose a turn, and I take unnecessary burn damage, and then that puts me in a closer KO range, which lets him get a free recover, and then he can go for the foul play, which after the burn is enough damage. But again, if he goes for the taunt, I go for Thunderbolt, that's where I'm going to just go and take the victory right there. So now, let's go and play out this turn, and also, I'm going to slow it down to 0.9 speed on this one and see what happens. So, he goes for that recover, and this is why I was like thinking, okay, every point at this turn, like, you know, this is a make or break situation at any point in the game, I went for the pain split. I took the gamble on the pain split, and look how much health I gained back. So that drops him into a Hydro Pump KO range right now, and that means he's either going to get KO'd by the Hydro Pump, and now I'm in a much healthier situation overall. So this is where things are so ridiculous. And he goes for the taunt. So I'm thinking, alright, if he goes for the taunt right now, anticipating like another recover shenanigans, I throw out the Hydro Pump, and it misses. After getting 2 perfect predictions, the RNG throws that miss in my face. And now the battle is still on. So it's the same scenario all over again. But this time I'm taunted, so I have to wait out these next couple of turns with a little bit of damage. Now I know I need to try to I'm down to 1 Hydro Pump at this point as well. So I throw out the Thunderbolt, I'm like, okay, Thunderbolt and the Hydro Pump, that's enough to KO him. So I need to make sure I do these at the right times, because he always has the option to foul play. If he foul plays when I'm trying to just do anything, it's going to be free damage. So this is where he starts to get crazy again. I throw out the Thunderbolt, and as you can see, he goes for the foul play right here. So I was anticipating that he was going to recover, but he got the better play and got the foul play. So I could have Hydro Pump right there, landed it, and gotten the win. But that's not how the game likes to play sometimes. So as you can see, that foul play with the burn, putting me in a substantial disadvantage right here. My taunt wears off. So we need to go and we need to freeze frame this right here again. Taunt wears off. Now, the options play out once again. Am I going to do the same thing I did last time? You know, the last time was I just kind of saw that he was going to go for the recover, so I'm going to Pain Split. So do I Pain Split again, or is he going to anticipate that and throw out the taunt? He throws out the taunt while I go for Pain Split, I lose because then burn or whatever. But at the same time, Foul Play. If he goes for Foul Play, I'm faster. Thunder Wave is going to win if he goes for Foul Play. So in this situation, I go for the Thunder Wave. I anticipate the Foul Play, and he went for the recover. So this could have been a free heal, which would have made the game so winnable at that point. I threw out the Thunderbolt. So now we're in that same situation again. We've conditioned each other at this point. Alright, so burn, freeze frame, 9 hit points. Next turn, I'm going down to burn guaranteed. But at the same time, if I throw out the Thunderbolt, he's going down. So we're in this whole mind game right now that, okay, is he going to throw out the taunt? If he goes for taunt, then I can't Pain Split, I lose health, and then I go down to just burn. So he doesn't have to take a damage option right now to win. However, if he goes for taunt, he's not attacking me, so I Thunderbolt, I win. If he goes for the Foul Play, I Thunderbolt, I win. If he goes for recover, and I go for Thunderbolt, I lose. So he is in a very substantial situation right there. He throws out the taunt. He throws out the taunt, which means if I Pain Split, I would have lost the battle, but I went for the Thunderbolt, and I win. Burned 3 hit points, anyone's game right there. And that just brings up one of the more interesting questions in Pokemon. Who was the better battler in this game? Because I would say we were outrageously evenly matched. That battle could have gone either way. That if I had clicked one different move at one different time, or if he clicked a different move at a different time, we couldn't get in each other's heads. We both made misplays, we both made outplays. So it's kind of like, who was the better battler? I would say none of us were. We were so ridiculously matched, and just shows the luck. I would have won immediately if that Hydro Pump landed on that out prediction, but the RNG, the 20% chance, said no, you do not get to win this battle. Your opponent still gets another chance, and you have to outplay them once more. And at the same time, he made good plays. Like, he kept advantage in his favor. He was always, he always had me on the back foot. I had to make the perfect prediction to win at every situation. I had zero room for error, and it made it to where, like, he might have played a little more comfort on that. But overall, just the most insane battle I've ever had. I'm still shaking from it. And I wish I did it live, but I feel like I would have made different plays. I might have messed up if I was live. But it was just one of those things. I treated it like an Aegislash game, and it just shows the luck in Pokemon. If any of us decide to click a different move, because I wasn't 100% certain of what it does. I took 60 seconds on every move, because I needed to think through every option, and I eventually squeaked out the victory. On another day, he would have won. I will say that. But it just shows, you know, Pokemon's a ridiculous game, and that's how it plays. So if you guys enjoyed this video, absurdity on the Spooky Cup, and I hope you guys get ready for some more Spooky Cup adventures.